Very much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate those kind words, and believe you me, it's mutual, and I salute your leadership of this committee as well. Listening to your opening statement, there is a lot of which I totally agree with you. There are other points that I disagree that will come out during today's hearing, I'm sure. But I know that this is a very important hearing to discuss the millions of American jobs that have either been created or saved as a result of the Recovery Act. This hearing is billed as an opportunity to examine oversight lapses of the Recovery Act. And I certainly want to remind my good friends on the other side of the aisle, especially those 19 new members of this committee, that this is not the first such oversight hearing, that we did have about 19 oversight hearings in the last Congress by this committee on the Recovery Act alone. So we have been very studious in our responsibilities to conduct oversight, and you are continuing that today, Mr. Chairman, and I salute you for it.
I won't do 18.
Oh, you won't do 18? Chairman Oberstar would hate to hear that. On the other hand, probably the other things that we have spent more time on this Congress, not this committee, and I stress, and not this chairman, I stress, but the other things as a body that we've spent more time on in this Congress is whether or not we're going to end Medicare as we know it, whether we're going to continue the ill-conceived witch hunt for President Obama's birth certificate, or whether we're going to talk about the need for creating jobs while bringing a budget to the floor that destroys hundreds of thousands of transportation jobs in America, jobs lost in every single state of the Union. So I am proud of this committee, of its chairman, and of the oversight work that we've conducted. And I commend the chairman for his extensive Recovery Act oversight work initiated, as I've said, in the previous Congress under our distinguished chairman, Mr. Oberstar. And we'll have to go quite a bit to keep pace with him, but I understand you won't do that. Rather, measured by the millions of American jobs created or saved, the $500 million in unemployment benefits that have been avoided, or the tremendous progress that has been made to repair and rebuild our crumbling infrastructure, the transportation and infrastructure investments provided by the Recovery Act have been a success. It has helped stem the tide of job losses from the worst economic crisis facing our nation since the Great Depression. These are investments in America's future that are creating economic opportunities for us today. The Recovery Act did provide some $64 billion for transportation and infrastructure needs coming within this committee's jurisdiction. Federal agencies, states, and their local partners have obligated $60.7 billion for 19,784 transportation and other infrastructure projects, representing about 95% of the funds available. Across the nation, work has begun on nearly all of these projects, work producing badly needed family wage jobs today. Direct job creation from these projects has resulted in paychecks for thousands of Americans, which in turn prevents the need for those Americans to collect unemployment checks, and instead allows them to pay taxes. For example, direct job creation from highway formula projects alone has resulted in payroll expenditures of $2.8 billion. And using this data, we could calculate that $543 million in unemployment checks have been avoided as a result of this direct job creation. And furthermore, these direct jobs have caused nearly $571 million to be paid in federal taxes. Is the unemployment rate still too high? Absolutely. Do we have more work to do to create more American jobs? Absolutely. But would we be worse off today without the Recovery Act? Absolutely. I will close by thanking today's witnesses. I look forward to hearing their testimony and learning more about how we can build upon the success of the Recovery Act and continue to put our Americans back to work. We must grow past ideological differences and work together to keep America's economy on the road to recovery. The price of not investing in America's future is simply too high. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.